Kenyatta in Redlands, California. Hey, Kenyatta, thanks for watching Free Speech. What's up?
Hey there, Tom. I didn't catch all of your program yesterday, unfortunately, so you may have spoken on this. You had a previous caller speak about John Hinckley Jr. I wanted to chime in on that for a minute. But before that, I wanted to let you know last night I got a chance to see the program that you did regarding Blue Lives Matter. And it was, if your audience has not seen that clip, I implore them to do so, whether or not Blue Lives Matter was a hate group. Yeah. And it was just astonishing. It was no surprise to me, Tom, having been on the inside of that world. But what I did do was I went over to the Blue Lives Matter webpage. And if anyone doubts that the slave patrol origins of policing in this country still vestiges of that still exist, if they believe that police officers are not a large portion of them inherently antagonistic towards black people, I invite them to go to the Blue Lives Matter page and read some of the stuff that's there. And most of that stuff is posted by police officers. Yeah, my recollection is that was my interview with Max Blumenthal on the Big Picture TV show. Yeah. Exactly. What I wanted to speak to you about yesterday, there was a counterpoint of events that was really striking to me. And one of them was, and I want to kind of chide you about your white privilege here, Tom, a little bit. You had mentioned when the previous caller mentioned John Hinckley is basically now a free man. And as you had mentioned, he was quasi-free for years. And you said, well, it's 40 years later, and I can't quote you directly, but basically it's not that big a deal to me. That was your white privilege speaking. Oh, yeah, and I pointed that out. I said, Kenyatta, that the criminal justice system, particularly around insanity claims, tends to work fairly well for wealthy white people. John Hinckley is a wealthy white guy. In fact, his father was having lunch with George Bush. It doesn't work so well for people of color in this country. I thought that was implicit. Yeah, well, I didn't know that they were tied together, but I do want to say this. You know, Walter Scott, you remember he was selling loose cigarettes, and he lost his life. And here's the guy that shot a sitting president. Now, you know, I don't know, and as you know, I have a background in the law, and I've got undergraduate degree in administration of justice. I have never, and I've studied a lot of cases, I don't know that there's ever been in the history of this country a successful insanity defense by a black person. I don't think that there ever has been. Really? And then, that's right. And then the district court judge that ruled on this yesterday went a step further and said because John Hinckley Jr.'s insanity is in remission, I thought I was going to just like have a baby. Ironically, the same day yesterday, you're probably aware of this, state prosecutor in Baltimore, Maryland, Mosley, dropped all charges. Dropped the charges against the additional police officers in the Freddie Gray death. So essentially, we will never know. There'll never be justice for Freddie Gray. And I don't know if you saw her press conference, but it was incredibly moving. It was incredibly moving. Yeah, I did not see it, but I know the story, and it's a tragedy. I mean, it's just an absolute tragedy. But you know, to have these two things happen. Yeah, it's a very jarring juxtaposition. I agree. Yeah. Yep. That was it, Tom. I just it's just so ironic to me. Yeah, it really is, and it's also illustrative of the very real problems that we still have, as you point out. The origins of policing and the old slave patrols, et cetera, and the notion that no black person has ever successfully pled insanity, that I need to track that down, Kenyatta. That's pretty shocking. Kenyatta, thank you for the call. It's always nice to hear from you. We'll be back.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.